Good afternoon, and welcome to our second Supply Chain Facebook Live event. My name is Maria Garcia, and on behalf of our CPS Energy Supply Chain team, we're very excited to be here today and to share some helpful information with you. In our inaugural event last month, we were able to share how vendors and suppliers may register for potential contracting opportunities. We also highlighted current and upcoming bidding opportunities. Please know that in this event, we will be going over the registration piece one more time as a refresher, but we will also be giving you a more current and updated list of upcoming bidding opportunities, those that are in our queue. Si usted es un contratista de habla hispana, les pedimos que busque esta información en nuestra página cpsenergy.com y elija español como su idioma preferida. Muchas gracias. We'll begin today's event by welcoming our Chief Administrative and Business Development Officer, Frank Almaraz. Supply chain is one of the many areas that Frank has oversight of here at CPS Energy, and we're going to kick off by asking Frank a few questions. Welcome, Frank. You've had an opportunity to... Thank you, Frank. You've had an opportunity to sit on a number of supply chain panels, and you've heard different perspectives about how COVID-19 is impacting our global supply chain. Are there any items that you feel we share with other communities, or on the flip side, are there any things that make our community unique with the challenges COVID-19 has brought to us?
So thank you, Maria, for the question, and thanks to all of you for joining us this afternoon. I really appreciate it. What I would say is, in listening to different companies and how they're handling supply chain challenges, from healthcare to aviation to all of the packages that we're all having delivered as a result of more of the things that you're buying coming to your home, there's a lot of commonalities. And I think this would be true whether we're CPS Energy or a local company or a global manufacturer. And there are a couple things that I think are really stand out as trends. One of them is that nobody knows when the recovery is going to happen and what time frame that's going to look like. So there's a lot of discussion about how fast you ought to go about resupplying yourself with the stuff that you need so that you don't have it and waste it, or so if you buy it too soon, you have too much and you waste it, or you don't have what your customers are looking for. And so that's a challenge we all have, especially in a world where most of us have adopted lean practices and look for ways to reduce the amount of inventory that we have. So that's just gotten to be a very big challenge, and I can only imagine that it's as big or greater of a challenge for our community and the businesses that operate here in our community. I think the thing that makes us a little bit different and unique is that the degree to which a given community has been able to shift and adjust to the challenges that COVID-19 has brought, in some ways has to do with the cohesiveness of the community itself. And I would just highlight that this community uniquely has been one that has really looked out for one another and has been, I'd say, pretty resilient in this challenge, these many challenges that we've had. And I think the numbers of infections and other things here in our community kind of reflect some of that.
Yes, sir. I think there's a lot of data points that support we as a community are working hard to get through this together, and there's really a lot of good positive messaging out there as well to reinforce that it's, to your point, we don't have the vision or ability to see when this is going to end, but you know, we stick together and we will get through this. We'll go to our second question for you. We're all seeing how COVID-19's impact to our global supply chain is cascading to our local community and also our small and medium businesses. But regardless of the constraints, how have our local suppliers made a difference for CPS Energy this year?
Yeah, well, I'm glad you asked that. I think it's really a proud time. I've said it before, I've never been more proud to be a member of the CPS Energy team and really a resident here of the city of San Antonio. We saw a lot of businesses just really quickly adapting to the changing environment. And whereas at the beginning of the pandemic, there were times when, you know, groceries were a little challenging. And personal protective equipment, masks and hand sanitizer and gloves and those things. And I'd say our community moved very quickly to adjust the supply chains, to adjust the product offerings they were able to bring to their customers, and in a very agile way, be able to supply those things that were most important. And if you'll recall, the grocery challenge, it was tough because you didn't know how long that was going to last. But in the end, it didn't last very long at all. And I'm just so proud of how we all responded as a community.
And, you know, we'll flip this question a little bit. From a different angle, how would you say CPS Energy has made a difference for our local suppliers of goods and services in spite of all the COVID-19 challenges?
Well, we see ourselves so much as a member of the community. My parents live here. My in-laws live here. You know, I went to high school here. It's my home, and so many of us feel the same way. And we're really focused on doing things like we're doing here, which I'm so happy that we're doing. And I think that we have a plan to continue to do, to make sure that people in our community are aware of business opportunities that are upcoming, so that we can really grow the amount of business that we're doing with local businesses. But just a couple of numbers to highlight: 65% of our local spend, of our PO spend in the last 2 quarters was local, and 44% of it was with diverse businesses. And I think that speaks to the commitment that we have and the strength of interest that we have in making sure that those numbers are strong and growing as we improve our ability to do business with us. So I'd say that was where we'd focused. Yeah, thank you for the questions. And thanks again for everybody who was able to join us this afternoon.
Thank you for joining us, Frank. Really appreciate you sharing your comments. And to that last point, we all have neighbors, we all have family. We at CPS, the 3,100 strong CPS Energy team members, and every single day we give it our best to take care of our community and our customers. And so we really appreciate your participation today. Thank you. We will now transition to Sylvia Samarripa, who will introduce herself, and she's going to give us a brief description of her team's work, but also she'll be going over the registration process for future bidding opportunities. Sylvia.
Thank you so much, Maria. My name is Sylvia Zamarripa. I am the Manager of Business Management and Analytics for Supply Chain. So my team is responsible for supplier outreach as well as analytics and reporting. I'm so grateful to be here with you all today. Again, I want to thank all businesses, including our local and diverse businesses, for joining our session today. We welcome the opportunity to do business with CPS Energy. We do need a wide variety of different materials and services all on a daily basis. And so if you're a vendor and you're interested in registering with CPS Energy, the first step you'll need to take to do business with CPS Energy is you will go to our website, cpsenergy.com, our new supplier registration page. And on this page, it has an overview of some of the items you'll need to complete your packet. And so once you have gathered those items, you will click Register Now and go through the registration process and submit your information. We will then process your packet, and then you'll start receiving bid opportunities for those materials or services that you have registered for. If you do have any questions during the process, please reach out to us at supplierdevelopment@cpsenergy.com or 210-353-2474. Again, it's supplier development@cpsenergy.com or 210-353-2474. And that information will also be provided in the chat area. So in closing, we look forward to continuing our partnership, and I will hand it back over to Maria. I hope you all have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you so much, Sylvia. I really appreciate the refresher on registering for future contracting opportunities. Thank you. Next, it's my pleasure to introduce another one of our supply chain team members, Yvette Cardiel Perez, and she will also share a little bit of information of what she does in our team, and she'll be going over some current bid opportunities. Ms. Yvette.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Yvette Cardiel Perez, and I am the Director of commodities, we can invite you to visit our bid opportunities page on our website to see a list of our current solicitations. If you click on our Work With Us link in the header of our webpage, select Procurement and Suppliers, and then the bid opportunities to the right in that same box, that will take you to the page to view our current opportunities. To highlight what we currently have on our webpage right now, we have a few bid opportunities that have responses due in the next week. Coming up this Friday, due this Friday on September 25th, we are seeking a team to perform the atmospheric inspection and cathodic protection of our natural gas system. And separately, we are also pursuing a one-time purchase of 50 kilowatt generators that are fueled by liquid propane or natural gas. Those that have responses coming due next week are, we are seeking a company that can provide us with a bending machine. That is due on Monday, September 28th. On Wednesday, September 30th, we have several 3-year contract opportunities for various sizes of round washers, various 34.5 kV power fuses, various size Type R safety vests, and 27 kV elbow surge arresters with LB probes. We are also seeking a 3-year contract with a firm to provide electric and gas distribution engineering services those responses are due on October 2nd. And the first full week of October, we are seeking a utility locating and marking service for both scheduled and emergency work, and those responses are due on October 6th. We are seeking an electric engineering services firm for a 3-year contract, and those responses are due on October 6th. Due on October 8th, we are seeking a firm to provide a new pension administration system. And we are also seeking a company to supply isolated phase bus parts and the auxiliary compartment inspection, evaluation, repair, and cleaning services for a 3-year term. And those responses are due on October 9th. Due the second week of October, we are seeking supply and delivery of SF6 gas, and those responses are due on October 12th. We are also looking for a firm to provide us with engineering services for various communication system related projects, and those responses are due on October 12th. And then we are also seeking a firm to provide engineering services for power generation projects. That one is due on October 13th. And then finally, we're seeking a company to provide operational technology and supervisory control and data acquisition, also known as OT SCADA assessment, and that is due on October 30th. We look forward to your participation, and I will turn this back over to Maria now.
Thank you, Yvette. Appreciate the highlights. Of course, there are others, as Yvette mentioned, lots of opportunities for contracting, so we encourage you to please go on our website and look for those and apply for those that you are most interested in. Next, I'd like to introduce another team member from Supply Chain. She's one of our category managers, Karen Smith, and she's going to give us the future view and share the upcoming bid opportunities for services and commodities. Karen?
Thank you, Maria. I'm glad you could all join us today. It's my pleasure to be here to talk to you. I am Karen Smith. I'm a category manager at CPS Energy, and I deal with the services procurement. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to go over some of the solicitations that we have coming up in the next few months. We do have 3 different types of general categories of procurement at CPS Energy: general services, professional services, and then commodities. So I'm going to start by going over the general services procurements that we have coming up shortly that will be solicited on our website. Overhead construction services, automobile glass repair, traffic officer services. We also have tent rental, COVID-19 testing services, and for our power plants, we have on-site and off-site welding and fabrication services, water well maintenance services. We have a couple of rental solicitations that are going to be out. One is for rental of equipment like pumps, generators, and backhoes. Another one is for rental of hydraulic mobile cranes and other types of cranes and crane services. We're also going to have a solicitation out shortly for hot stick testing services. Then in our professional services categories, We have one solicitation coming up for transmission system engineering. As far as commodities procurement, we have conduits and fittings coming up to include pipe straps, various sizes of PVC and HDPE conduit, as well as connectors and adapters. We also have some overhead line accessories that will be advertised for grounding rods, clamps, and anchors. Our fleet department is going to be advertising for some various size trailers. We also have a solicitation coming out for machine shop equipment, a CNC water jet machine. And for our power plants, we'll be requesting commodities for duct burner gas flow control skids, as well as for rail car wheels. So those are just some of the ones that will be coming up in the next few months. And again, if you have any questions about these, you can contact our supply chain team and we'd be happy to help you with that. So again, thanks for joining, and I'll turn it back over to Maria.
Thank you, Karen. We really appreciate our viewers taking the few minutes of your busy day today to tune in and listen to some of the upcoming bid opportunities, both current and the upcoming, but also the information we shared as to how to register in our supplier database. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out at supplierdevelopment@cpsenergy.com. Please email us supplierdevelopment@cpsenergy.com, and one of our team members will be more than happy to reply pretty quickly and give you the information that you're looking for. We're a team of about 100 in supply chain, all looking forward to working with you. So please reach out if you've got any questions, and we, again, appreciate your time today, and we look forward to visiting again next month. We'll give you another view of the current and upcoming opportunities for contracts. So we will see you next month. Thank you.